In this video, we are going to see the path to Anand's first world title and also the fourth and final game against Alexei Shirov, which gave Anand the first world title. Please press like button and also subscribe button if you like this video. So prior to 1998 World Championship title match was conducted between the incumbent champion and the challenger for the title. Many qualifying cycles have to be played by the challenger, by the player to become a challenger. These championship matches were conducted as a best of 20 games or 24 games. But from 1998 to 2004, the FIDE World Championships were held in knockout format. In the year 2000, there were 100 players in the knockout tournament in which Anand was the top seed. So this World Championship was held in New Delhi from 27th November to 15th December, and the final was played in Tehran, Iran from 20th December to 24th December. So in the knockout rounds, 2 games have to be played against each player. In case of tie, 2 25 minutes games were played. Further tie would be resolved by 2 10 minutes games, and if tie still persists, then 5 minutes blitz game have been played. The semi-final was played as best of 4 games and the final was played as best of 6 games. Tie break same as in the knockout system. So in the run up to the quarterfinals, Anand bet Victor Bologan, Sambat Lupitian and Bartomij Mazija. So the 100 players were divided into 8 groups, and the other quarterfinals were Alexander Kalifman, Michael Adams, Vasilin Topolov, Alexei Shirov, Evgeny Boryev, Vladislav Tkachev and Alexander Grischuk. In the quarterfinal, Anand bet Alexander Kalifman, and in the semi-final, he bet Michael Adams of England. In the finals, he bet Alexei Shirov by 3.5 to half and ended the match in just 4 games. So Anand won his first world title in 2000. So in 2007, he won a 8-player round robin tournament to win his second world title. In 2008, he won the world championship match against Vladimir Kramnik in a regular individual match format. In 2010 also, he won the world championship match against Vasilin Topolov in individual match format. In 2012, he won again against Boris Gelfand in the match format only. So he won 5 world champion title. He is the only player who claimed the world title in knockout format, round robin format and also in match format. So now we will see the fourth and final game against Alexei Shirov, which got Anand for the first title. This is the fourth game of the match between Anand and Alexei Shirov. Anand was leading with 2.5 to half. Anand here played one e4 and Alexei Shirov replied with e6, the French defense. Anand played d4, d5, nc3, nf6, e5. This is the sharp Steinitz system. White can also play for the classical system, starting with 4 bishop to g5. Instead of e5, white can play bishop g5. If black plays bishop to e7, then it is classical system of the French defense. This is also a popular system against the nc3 nf6 line. But Anand played the attacking line e5. So after e5, knight to d7, enough d7, Anand played nce2. So here the nce2 variation aims to keep the center pawns intact, but the normal move here is knight to f3, which is slightly better than the text move played by Anand. So instead of e5, instead of knight ce2, white can play knight to f3 here, which is a solid line. So after nce2, black played c5 attacking the d4 pawn, but white continued with f4, knight to c6, now c3, queen to b6, knight to f3, f6, a3, bishop to e7. Now Anand played h4, castling rook to h3. Here black played a5. In the earlier encounter, Shirov had tried n to a5, which is not a good move according to Anand. So instead of a5, Shirov had tried knight to a5. After knight to a5, white played b4. So after c into b4, a into b4, knight to c4, knight g3. So according to Anand, it is an inferior position for black. So now we will move to the actual game position where Shirov played a5. This is a better move than the move played earlier, that is na5. So after a5, white played b3, queen to c7, knight eg1, a4. Now Anand played b4. Here Shirov played f into e5. Another playable line here is c into d4. So after c into d4, black can close the king side with f5. But this would give some advantage for white, as he need not worry about the center pawns and he can continue with the king side operation. So Shirov played to fight for initiative in the center with f into e5. So after f into e5, knight d into e5. So Shirov sacrificed a knight for initiative. So before white completes the development, he wants to attack the slightly weakened white's king position. He can also play after the exchange is in the center, that is c into d4, c into d4. This knight sacrifice can be done. So if c into d4, knight d into e5, then d into e5, knight into e5, bishop b2. So white's pieces are all very active. It will give some advantage to white only. So he played nd e5 straight away, without exercising the center pawns. So after nd e5, d into e5, knight into e5, Anand prefer to take the knight also by knight into knight. This exchange seems to be necessary as it would facilitate the development of other pieces as white is lagging behind in development. So after knight into e5, black played queen into e5 check, queen to e2. So after queen to e2, white played bishop into h4 check. This is a mistake only. Here black appears to be in a good position after queen c5, c7, following it up with e5 instead of bishop h4 check, which is very risky. So after bishop h4 check, white played king to d1. Here black played queen to f6. This is again a mistake only. According to Anand, black should exchange the queens, leaving white with a slight edge in the ending. So after queen e2, black should play queen into queen. So queen into e2 check, bishop into e2, bishop into e2, bishop to f2, bishop to e3, e5 attacking the rook, bishop into f2, rook into f2, now rook to g3. This gives a slight edge for white, but Shiro preferred to keep the queen, so he played queen to f6 here. So Anand continued with knight to f3, attacking the bishop. So after knight to f3, black can play g5 or queen into c3. Shiro preferred to play queen into c3, but now we will see what will happen if he played g5 instead of queen into c3. So after g5, knight into h4, queen into f1 check, queen into f1, rook into f1 check, king e2, rook into c1, rook into c1, g into h4, rook into h4. So white has two rooks against rook and bishop. As white has many open lines for his rooks, it is not easy for black to hold his position here. But in the real game, Shiro played queen into c3, but after bishop b2, he has queen b3 check, king to c1. So now white is threatening knight to d4, trapping the queen. So he loses another piece here. He played e5. So after rook into h4, white has two pieces for 4 pawns. But white can also play for the black queen here by n to d2. So if n to d2, white has to, so black can play bishop into h3, knight into b3, rook f2, queen to b5, bishop g5 check, king b1, bishop f5 check, bishop to d3, a into b3, bishop into f5, rook into f5, bishop into c5. Now rook a, f8, queen into b3. It's a clearly winning game for white. But Anand preferred to take the bishop here instead of the queen, so he played rook into h4. Now bishop f5, queen to d1, e4, queen to b3, a into b3, knight to d2. After knight d2, black played e3, knight to f3. It's a matter of time before the pawns fall one by one if white occupies the best square for the pieces. But n into b3 also playable here. So if knight into b3, then bishop g6, bishop to e2, rook to f2, king d1, rook into g2, rook g4 is another winning line for white here. But moving to the game position after nf3, black played rook a e8, king to d1, stopping e2. So after king to d1, black played c4, bishop to e2, bishop e4, king c1 to e6, bishop c3, rook g6, rook h2, bishop to d3, bishop into d3, c into d3, king to b2. Now d2, king into b3, black played rook to g3, king b2, g5. After g5, white played king to c2, rook to c8, pinning the bishop. So what you if he continues with g4, we will see now. So after g4, knight to d4, rook to f2, rook to d1. So after rook d1, if he plays e2, then knight into e2, rook into e2, rook into d2. It's a clear winning position for white. There is another winning continuation here after g4. White can play bishop e5, g into f3, bishop into g3, f2, rook h4. Now rook g4 check is threatened. He cannot promote the pawn to queen. So rook f5, rook to g4 check, king to f7. Now rook into bishop into f2, rook into f2, king d3. So this is also a clear winning game for white. So we will move on to the actual game. So here he played instead of g4 rook to c8. So after rook to c8, white played king to d3. Now g4, bishop e5, rook to c1. Now rook to h1, rook into g2. Here knight is attacked. White played knight to h4 and Shiro resigned here. Here also Anand should be very careful. If he plays knight to d4, then black will get a very good position, which we will see now. Even in this position, he has to play very carefully. If knight d4, then d1 is equal to queens. So rook into queen. After rook into queen, he can play rook d2 check. So after rook into d2, then pawn into d2 is winning for him. So if he plays king into e3, then rook into rook. After rook into rook, knight f5, black has the upper hand in this position. But Anand did not allow this variation. He played knight to h4, forcing Alexei Shirov to resign. So Anand got the first world title here. Thanks for watching.